Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Renan Esteem and my co-host,
your boy Camera TV here to win another debate.
Okay, if babies are considered innocent, at what point do they stop being considered innocent?
That is a tough question. Because what do you mean by innocent? Because here's the thing, right? I think if you want to talk about the traditional term as innocent, I think babies are innocent until maybe about 5 or 6.
Why 5 or 6?
We want to say at 5 or 6 because they have the brain power to understand what they're doing is wrong. Even though a lot of times they're still pretty nice kids, but they do understand what's right from wrong by that age. You know what I'm saying? I think when I was around 5 or 6 years old, 7 years old, I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I knew that I was doing wrong. I just didn't really care too much I was doing wrong because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Before that age, usually they're like, you're kind of like, okay, you say like brutally honest things, but you're not doing it because you're being mean. You're doing it because you don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you're just saying the honest truth, but you didn't learn yet the etiquette of saying the truth, but in a nicer way yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're being mean or being evil or sinful at that point. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like I said, at 5 or 6, that's when you know, okay.
So when do you become evil?
You don't necessarily become evil, but you do understand that, okay, I'm doing the wrong thing. You start gaining a moral compass at 5 or 6 years old.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen kids, their moral compass is pretty on point even before that. Like, they could see an animal suffering and walk over and be like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? They could see an animal get yelled at. Like a dog get yelled at, your kids are like, no, like, trying to stop it. So they understand the concepts of in pain, fear, things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not like they lack a morality towards a certain age. My strict belief in that is that I don't think anybody's born innocent. Like, people believe that. Like, I heard the question before.
What do you mean they're not born innocent?
But by innocent, like, I've seen people, as controversial as this is, I've seen bad things happen to young children.
True.
And people say things like, oh my God, that was an innocent child, and this, that, and the third, and the kids don't deserve this, and no kid deserves that. You know what I mean? But I don't think they come into this world like without without karma. You know what I'm saying? I'm a strict believer in reincarnation. So if somebody says, "Oh man, the poor little kid," you know what I'm saying? I understand that, and I'm compassionate towards that. But I also know that kid could have been a serial killer. Like, literally, his last life, he walked around finding humans and choking them to death, and then he died, and now he's born, and he's your kid. So the idea that bad things are happening to your kid because, just randomly, that's not random. The universe is just like, oh yeah, you're a real messed up person. So I'm gonna fix that because your life's gonna be hard from beginning to end, and until you learn lessons.
So let's concede the fact that let's say reincarnation is real, right?
Okay, yeah.
We can see the fact that we are reincarnated, right?
Yeah.
The issue I have with your statement is this: you may be reincarnated, but you're saying that you're evil from the very beginning. So I can make the argument that that's a very religious type of mindset.
No. I'm not saying all kids are. Like, you could be, if you were like some billionaire who donated for that donated all their money and cared nothing but the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were just an amazing person. You know what I mean? And then you die. Like, without no karma or anything like that. Like, let's just say you somehow erased all karma that you had, and you die and you come back. You're not evil. Like, you're just not. Like your life's gonna be pretty amazing again. The energy you put out is the energy you're gonna get back in. So you're gonna be born in a nice family. You're gonna have the greatest neighborhood friends. Everybody you bump into are like cool. Yeah, that's life for you. You know what I'm saying? But for people to look at it and be like, the universe is picking on my kid. Yeah, your kid was a horrible person, bro.
So I'm gonna take it this way then, right? For all the kids that are, like the kids that get the bot flies in their brains and their eyes and just like crazy stuff. Like So you're saying all those are bad people in their past lives? That's karma just coming back.
I mean, if you think about it, we're talking about Earth here. Mm-hmm. The majority of people on Earth are bad people. You keep forgetting that everybody has this weird agenda. Everybody is spiteful, mean. All you gotta do is look at the comment sections of anybody's post that's popular. and there's people. It's littered with vulgar, mean-spirited, depressed people. All those people gonna die. And they gonna come back.
I'm be honest
so
with
they
you,
can't
that's a very depressing way to look at things.
I'm not looking at it. I'm not saying there's not good people. There's a lot of good people but I'm saying that the majority of the society we live in, those are some bad people. So we can't be surprised that bad things happen to bad people.
I'm not saying. But here's my thing. I'm not saying that bad things happen. Don't happen to bad people. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, even if that person, this happens, that person was, a serial killer and gets reincarnated.
Yeah.
As a child, they don't know. Like, there are certain situations where babies do know about their past lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is that common or is that uncommon?
That's uncommon.
So you're basically punishing a baby for the lives of his past that they didn't know nothing about.
See, you gotta understand that it's not a punishment as in like I'm punishing babies. It's a reoccurring. reoccurring.
Baby, take this.
It just started. It's delving out the karma at that moment. For a simple fact, the point of karma is not to punish you. It's so you can learn. People mistake that as in like, oh yeah, it's bashing you. Like, nah, it's a learning it's a learning universal mechanism. So if something happens to your eye or something like that, right? And you're as a baby, and then as you're growing up, people are bullying you because of the eye thing, and you have to work through that. You have to build yourself up. You have to lift yourself from the darkness back into light. You get what I'm saying? So then, in doing that, it trained you to not treat people a certain way. That was the lesson. You see, you're gonna learn it or you're not. If you don't learn it, you're gonna die. And then it's gonna play you a different way. I'm not gonna get you at birth. I'm gonna get you at 9 years old. I'm gonna get you at 13. I'm gonna get you at 14. And let's see how you play this out. All it's doing is trying to push your moral compass back to where it's supposed to be. So it's like, okay, you can do what you want. You got free will. But you're gonna have some messed up lives. And eventually, most people, like you said, especially when you're born with an ailment of some sort, you tend to be a little more humble about certain things. You tend to be more chill. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was born with an allergic reaction to the sun, so like, it's just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you tend to be like, I understand, I just want to paint, I just want to love. Like, you start to get into that mode. But your last life, you were slitting throats, you was pulling up, like, you know what I'm saying, for the fade, like, and now you don't do that no more. You don't pull up anymore. Why?
But you don't even know that you used to do that.
So of course, the majority of people on Earth don't know that they're dealing with karma issues.
So then what's the point? Like, you're not learning anything.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You're constantly learning. There's no point.
This is how you learn. All right. For instance, right? Let's say a child, drops a glass, or let's say, okay, perfect. You know what I'm saying? You tell a child, this is hot. The child says, okay, it's hot.
Mm-hmm.
The child doesn't listen. The child put his hand on the stove, gets burned, and he said, "See, I told you it was hot." So you told the child something. The child tests your theory and got burned for it, and now they learn from it. You're saying that
that's your version of learning.
I never had the experience. Now I know I had experience, but I'm not knowledgeable. I'm not cognizant of the experience that I had. And now you're punishing me for it, but I don't know that I'm learning from.
If I were to give you the memory, you probably would become the same person.
Not necessarily.
I'm saying, if I were, it's a possibility. It's probably in a behavioral nature of you to do that. Maybe it's done it before. Maybe you've had a life where it gave you all your memories, and you went, they became an evil billionaire. And I'm like, okay, we can't do that one. That just doesn't work for him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But all I'm saying is that.
So let's get into this. So since we delved into the topic of reincarnation.
Yeah.
So obviously we're talking about the Akashic records and knowing about your past life.
Yeah.
If you watch Avatar, Last Airbender, they do it a lot, whatever, stuff like that, right? So there is a possibility that you can know your past life.
Yeah, there's a possibility. And your higher self will show it to you if it's not too disturbing. Like if you were some evil person in history, which we will not name, it probably won't show you. You know, if you're King Leopold, they probably won't show you. You were doing the Congos dirty. We don't need to show you all that. You know,
I ain't gonna lie. I probably want.
You wouldn't want to know that. As a black man, you wouldn't want to know.
I would want to know if I was Genghis Khan. I'm not gonna lie. I would think
if you were a slave owner who was ruthless and beaten, I don't think you'd want to know that because the way I know you and I know the way you think, If you find out you was that person doing that, you can't. You'll fall into depression.
Deep dark depression.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So there's certain things that it knows that if I give him this information, he's probably gonna become depressed. Probably become suicidal, some mess like that. You know what I'm saying? And your higher self knows.
But then if that's the case, I can piece that together because from your premise,
yeah,
it sounds like karma just flips your situation. So if I was a whole person in this case, it will put me in the same situation and learn from that to, you know what I'm saying, so I won't be that later. So that's just, I can make the argument that both of us are slave owners. You know what I'm saying? Both of us was torturing black people like crazy, and now that's why we're black. I can make that argument now.
Nah, but you're imagining that it's simply just flipping a situation. It doesn't necessarily flip a situation. It's more complex than that. So complex that we can't put it together mentally because you're looking at the universe like it's some type of, or consciousness, if you will. You're looking at it like it's just like elementary. It's not elementary. It puts together stories, infinite stories with infinite people and beings, all linking and building up to one thing. You know what I mean? So for you to be like, this is gonna make me black.
Sounds
it's like what you think I'm dumb? You think that's the only thing I could do? Like
that sounds like destiny to me, huh?
Huh?
That sounds like destiny to me.
That does not sound like destiny.
That sounds like destiny.
Free will. We're not gonna get back into that.
It sounds like free will that leads to a certain path, which is destiny.
No,
but back to the.
If y'all want to check out our free will destiny conversation, obviously just look for the last few videos we posted.
But again, so okay, bomb. So you're saying that there's some babies that are innocent and there's some babies that are not.
I'm just saying the majority of Earthlings are some negative beings.
When I see children, usually, you know what I'm saying, they tend to be pretty nice. Like all of them. Like
you're born with the personality that you of your experices.
I usually don't see mean, horrible babies. Like
you don't work at a daycare.
A valid point. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But is it me? Like, okay, for instance, like let's say the terrible twos, right?
Yeah.
Everybody complains about terrible twos, but it's just that the kid thinks everything is theirs. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they're a mean baby.
And I've met kids who want to share.
It's like mine.
I've met kids where you gotta tell them to stop giving people their stuff. You gotta be like, stop. You gotta keep your food. Stop. You gotta keep your toys. Stop. Well, you give a kid your jacket. Stop. And the kid's just like, I want to give. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a personality trait. That person, only thing they can mess up.
So that person was a good person.
That's what that person was. That's what that person is. Like, but you could change that. You could manipulate it. You could put them in a society where you're like, stop it or I'll beat the living snot out. Now this kid's like terrified of giving stuff. Like, you can mess a kid up. You know what I'm saying? But that's the personality trait.
So your idea is that there is no innocent baby there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't say there's no.
There's no. I'm not saying there's no. I'm just saying the majority of the ones on Earth are not. And we all know this. Like, if everybody from World War whatever, you know what I'm saying, are dead now, and we know they came back. Them dudes was in a war. They're American people. They're not good. They're your kids now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily like you die and then immediately come back. People think like, oh, I die and then like I'm born like the next. Like, no, that's not how it works. You could be lost for a good while and then, you know what I'm saying, come back. You could be a soul lurking for like hundreds of years and then be like, oh yeah, reincarnation exists, and then, you know, decide to go into your next cycle. But now you're from like God knows when, and you were part of who knows what's empire when you were over here. You were the beheader. Like, you know what I'm saying? And now you're like, man, my life's so hard. Why they treating me like this? Like, you were the beheader, bro. You behead people. Like, what? Come on. You can't expect mercy. Like, you don't. The thing is, you don't.
I understand your premise, but I don't think I necessarily agree with it. I think babies tend to be innocent.
Them babies ain't innocent, man.
I think it's a very skewed mindset.
Nah, it's not skewed. It just is what it is. I live on Earth. I see people. I know people.
I totally agree with that. But I think that is a learned trait. I think those situations are learned. Like, I feel like most people are naturally good, but life in society makes you evil. Like, for instance.
So whose job is it to make society better?
Humans, obviously.
Okay, then get to it.
Well, obviously there's some people that try, but there's other situations that some
Keep
people don't.
trying. You won't have to worry about it because when you die, you're gonna come back and you're gonna be innocent, baby. And when you're innocent, baby, your life gonna be good. Alright? So stop making excuses for the evil folk. Alright?
Listen, man.
You're seeing the baby and you're like, man, the baby's so innocent though, man. And I'm looking at you like that grown man was choking people out. He was the choker.
Listen,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, that baby's innocent now.
That baby is not innocent.
Like, that
was the cruelest human being to ever exist. That was a police officer that pulled up on your car and was like, get out the goddamn car. Like, that's who that is. That's who your kid is. And you're like, he's so innocent. No, he was yanking black people out of cars and pistol whipping black people. Like,
you know, living with this thing on you.
I'm just telling you what it is.
I mean, I ain't mad at it, but
I'm just telling you, I'm not gonna see him. I'm not gonna sit across from you and lie to you, bro. It is what it is.
We didn't say our opinion, but my thing is this: I think your opinion is wrong.
Man,
I think that's innocent. I think babies are innocent. I think this
from where? From which planet? Can't be from Earth.
From Earth.
They ain't no Earth babies.
Earthlings.
They ain't no Earth babies.
The Earthlings are innocent, bro. It's learned traits. Like I think all that stuff is just learned traits. I think. Now, mind you, I do agree. I definitely believe in karma. Literally, I think karma is how the world is just balanced. You know what I'm saying? What goes around comes around. Treat other people the way you want to be treated, and you will have no issues. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't.
Come back to get you.
But you die before it gets you.
See, you're right.
But it dies before it gets you. What happens to you?
What do you mean? I don't think it dies before you. I think karma gets you in your lifetime.
I've seen. I'm not gonna mention this person's name, but I've seen billionaires who went out of their way to destroy the earth and mistreat everybody and get 1 million freaking heart transplants and became like.
We know what you're talking about.
We're not gonna say his name. Man made it to like 100-something years old and finally died. You think, and now that he's dead, and let's say he's reincarnating currently, right? And he's born. That's an innocent baby to you? That's a monster. And that's a monster. He's gonna have all types of stuff happen to him.
How can I say?
He's gonna have to like punch him in the stomach and like the nurse is gonna punch him in the chest and walk away. And he's gonna be like, man, this nurse is treating my baby like crap. Like your baby's a monster.
Listen.
And if your baby don't learn the lesson, your baby's gonna become another monster.
So here's my. I can't agree with it. I can't agree with it.
Of course you can't agree with it because y'all. That's the problem. Everybody wants to see every child as innocent. That's what everybody wants to see, but that's not the reality of Earth. We've created a society.
I'm not saying that every child's innocent. But
the majority.
What I'm saying is these are learned traits. I don't think babies. Now, mind you, I think babies are very smart. I think, you know what I'm saying, the way they learn everything is very, very smart. You can't make the argument that babies are smart. But I feel like you're kind of, you know what I'm saying, putting something on children that they don't really have the capacity to do. Like,
I'm not putting anything on children. I'm putting everything back on you. You're saying, it's a learned trait. Society did this. Who was there in society prior to you? Them. They're literally living in a world that they created. They're creating
karma in your life.
They're creating, and karma could wait. Karma don't gotta do nothing.
I'm not saying
you're operating on a linear way of thinking, a linear way of time. It's like we gotta get you now for time. Time is a concept that you think is real. I know better than that, so it's never gonna do that. You have to think about this though. They created a society of oppression for you. You're in this society of oppression right now, right? Then the kid is born. And now he's like, man, this society's so oppressive. You created the oppression. You signed the bills that made them, I can't do this, I can't do that. And now I can't travel here no more. I gotta get paperwork to go here. Like, you created that. Now you're over here like, man, this world's horrible. Yeah, it's called karma. Now you live in the world you created.
Of course.
But I'm supposed to look at you like you were innocent? Don't get me wrong, I'm compassionate. I don't want nobody to hurt no kid. I don't want to see nothing happen. But I'm not looking at it like I'm not looking at it without wisdom. I'm not looking at it like I'm a fool. I'm like, okay, you created this mess that I'm in, and I created this mess that you were in. Like, it's just a cycle. So I gotta break the cycle. So I gotta be a better person. I gotta create a better world. But I gotta I have to leave a legacy of nothing but love and kindness. So you're born in a world that has a little bit of love and kindness. So even though you're a bad person, you can learn from the love and kindness.
But your love and kindness is blotted out by the massive darkness that's around.
Nah, like it
blocks it out.
But listen, man. Nothing is stronger than the love and compassion of human life.
Darkness is just
nothing is more powerful than that. So what you have to do is you have to set an example. You have to change the situation. And the same thing with them. You have to teach them, and even though their life is hard and things are happening, it's because they had their karma, so on and so forth. You show them that this is the proper way to live. Then they'll live that way. Then when you come back, you'll come back to a better world. Not just because you created one, but because you and your child created one. And that's life. But people don't want to learn that. People don't want to hear that. People want to step on somebody. They want to disrespect. They want to be, I want to be king. I want everybody going to be, dead flies. That's why everybody's dead flies, sooner or later you will be the dead flies.
That's why you hear certain societies or cultures that are different. Like, for instance, I hear from all the islanders that America's weird to them because the way we act, we don't even talk to our neighbors. You know what I'm saying? You don't even trust your neighbor. You think your neighbor's scheming on you. But they said, in the islands, everybody's like, hey, let's sit around a tree and eat together and talk. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different way of thinking in America. So,
and what are the circumstances that would make you be born on an island like that?
The luck of the draw?
That ain't no luck of no draw. Let me tell you something about medieval times in Europe, right? They obviously traveled the world. They enslaved people. They harmed people. They left a bloody mess. When they died, most of those people did not reincarnate in the Bahamas. They didn't reincarnate in Aruba. You know what I'm saying? They didn't reincarnate in the United States. They reincarnated back in Europe, the same spot. And now they're experiencing oppression. And now they're like, this is horrible. And they're protesting all the time. And they're in the streets. And all types of wild stuff's going on over there, right? They don't realize that they were the people who created it. And they put them right back in their own situation and said, you're not going to leave the situation. Fix it. And that's life. Well, we're going to stop right there. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And make sure you check out my boy.
Okay, TV. I'm out.
All right. Until next time.